It is the RadioU podcast. Happy Monday to you, March 21st. Good day, Isaiah and Nikki.
Hello.
Isaiah, I wanted to ask you something. I was telling Nikki about it. I'm kind of embarrassed, and Nikki was surprisingly supportive. I want to see your thoughts.
Okay.
So be supportive.
I've been.
Well, you were already supportive, so why do I have to be supportive?
Yeah.
You know?
Good point.
We tend to butt heads, so I want to see if you'll butt heads with me on this. To go to sleep lately, I've started listening to baseball games. But of course, when I go to bed, it's spring training. There's no games on at night. So I'm listening to recorded old broadcasts from decades ago,
From
like
the
from the
50s.
50s.
He's listening to
really?
baseball
Yeah.
games from the 50s.
That's pretty cool.
It's cool? You're supportive?
I would say it's a pretty normal thing. Like, I feel like a lot of people go to sleep like with something on in the background, whether it's like TV or any kind of show. So for you to be listening to old baseball games, I don't think that's very weird.
Yes. All right.
I
Well, I
think
guess
what
I
you
don't have to feel bad about
thing.
it.
Like, I mean, at the same time, how would that be weird though?
I mean,
Because
it'd be fine if I think it wouldn't be so weird if it was current baseball. There's a million things that aren't weird to listen to. It just feels like listening to a baseball game that already happened, 70 years ago?
Well, the only concern I had was that suddenly he'd have like words from these 70 years ago that would be into his new vernacular. So that was my only concern. But I think it'd be neat. I wish there was like a podcast where it was kind of analyzing the games or the commentary about it, just because we're so used to hearing
that would be
people's...
neat?
Well, only because we're so used to hearing people's thoughts about something. We can very rarely actually just listen to the something. We have to hear other stuff with it. I think it's a neat idea.
So you're saying instead of listening to it to go to sleep, I should actually listen to the games and then give my analysis.
You need to have a podcast about it.
Here's what I think Tug McGraw should have done.
Yes.
This is the mistake he made.
And in the podcast, eventually, when you're doing the podcast, you fall asleep.
and halfway through.
That's the end of it.
That actually would be great.
Oh, I love it. I think that's fun.
Well, other than that, what do we talk about today?
Well, we also talked a little bit about Taco Bell, which I ate for the first time recently and tried something other than a quesadilla.
What'd you try?
What'd you try?
I tried I think it was like a 5-layer burrito or something.
Oh,
and I
love
don't
that.
want anyone to tell me what's in it because I don't know what was in it. My roommate was like, I think you'll like
There's
it.
5
but
items.
I'm not going to tell you what's in there. And so I ate it.
And you like-
I made mainly with my eyes closed, honestly. I didn't want to look at it because
You wouldn't be able to tell anyways.
I didn't want to try to analyze what was inside because I didn't understand it. So I was like, oh, it tastes good. So I ate almost the whole thing.
Well,
And you
gotta
liked it or
realize-
no?
I liked the majority of it.
Yeah, everybody always says with Taco Bell, it is only like 5 or 6 ingredients and it's just assembled in different ways. So if you like one thing from Taco Bell, the chance is you'd probably like almost everything.
Why I feel bad when I take ingredients out of Taco Bell.
They're like, why are you doing that?
Yeah, when I take the lettuce and tomatoes out, it makes me feel bad.
Eric brought me the Taco Bell fries yesterday, and it was such a small thing of fries.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, maybe to Taco Bell, the fries ratio is not as strong as like if you go to Wendy's or something.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah, I was going to say, too, like, everybody always talks about how Taco Bell's, like, cheap.
Yeah.
It's not cheap. Like, it's not.
They just don't
not
give
when
you
you're
as much.
ordering 5 layers.
No.
Well, I mean, I assume the 5-layer burrito would be, like, just, like, $1, $2.
Yep.
Any of the tacos, like, I feel like everything was always made out to be so cheap, and it's so easy to spend, like, $10 there. I might as well go to Wendy's and get, like, a 4 for 4.
Yeah, because I think any one thing at Taco Bell isn't usually enough to fill you up, even though they are all cheap. So you wind up buying like 3 things that are all $3 each, and then all of a sudden you spent $9.
Especially the small fry.
Yeah.
Really small.
And I had the fries
Extremely
too.
small.
They were disappointing.
Oh, you didn't like it?
Yeah, it's not as good as I remember. I don't know. Wasn't as big a fan. So.
Maybe we've changed.
Yeah, that's right. It's not Taco Bell's fault. It's us.
It's totally our end.
Yeah, we also touched on a little dream update. I have had a recent dream, but another thing I was thinking about is like I haven't had a nightmare in so long that like I can't even remember my last nightmare ever. I don't know. I can think of ones when I was like a child, but after the age of like 11, do people have nightmares?
Yeah,
like,
you
are
do
people doing that?
sometimes.
You
Have
think
you
it's-
guys had a nightmare recently?
I don't know. See, that's what's tough. Like I've had things that are kind of frightening in a way,
but not scary
But
enough for you.
I've never had a dream that was so scary it woke me up.
Oh, really?
No,
Wow.
definitely not. And I don't know. It's just I've never had I don't know. I just have a surprising calm, even when I guess because maybe in my mind I know it's a dream.
You're so
know why?
composed.
Yeah, I
That's
don't know. In my dream, I don't think that's how I'd be in real life. But in my dream, it's just like, whatever.
That's because you're going to bed listening to baseball.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
right.
You're relaxed.
Puts me in a good
You've never woken
mindset.
up in like a sweat, like from your scary
Nope.
nightmare. Wow.
No, I've had a few scary ones, but they weren't They weren't scary enough for me to be woken up by them or for me to really stress out about it.
I've woken up and then I've gone and turned the lights on.
Oh, yeah. Mine don't even have to be that scary. If you're chasing me in my dream, then that's a nightmare for me.
We're waking up and we're changing some things.
The room is not right if I'm having these kind of dreams. So.
Well, thank you guys for listening to the podcast today. We'll let you know that coming up in a few days, we're going to kick off our RadioU spring fundraiser. So if you've not been a podcast listener during our fundraiser time, it'll just change for a few days. You get a shortened podcast because we're raising money for RadioU, and for RadioU means our Riot podcast. So if you want to take a moment and help support our podcast through radiou.com/donate, get ready for that to come soon.
Be a part of this thing. All right, we will catch you.
Or your nightmares will haunt you. May you have a sleepless night for not supporting.
That is a nightmare.
Just kidding.
It is the Riot.
Bye.
See you guys.
We've done you a favor by selecting the best of the worst and compiling it all in one place. Riot Podcast RadioU.
You are the father.
Oh, the one guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they stopped the show.
His name is Maury.
Oh.
Maury Povich. Daytime TV. He's not going to be telling people they are or aren't the father anymore, at least not on TV.
So I think he's been doing that show for 30 years.
31 seasons
31
he's done.
seasons.
And he is calling it quits. It's coming to a close. So I was just trying to practice. Maybe they'll use me instead.
Oh, you want to replace him?
I don't know.
I don't want to be on that
It's a
drama.
little scary. I fear that I could get beat up.
I think I would let my feelings be known in maybe a non-productive way.
Oh no, that's what they do.
No, that's what I don't want to do.
But no, that's you add to the drama.
Yeah.
You seem to be neutral, but then you add to it. You fuel the fire. You stoke the flames of the passion and anger that is bubbling between the parties involved until finally somebody winds up fighting each other.
So Maury Povich, it looks like he's older. So is he retiring, or are we going to see him on Amazon like the other judge lady, and they're just going to have a new sort of show for him over there or somewhere else?
The word they're using is retiring.
Okay.
So it sounds like he's just going to call it, he's just going to be done. But at the same time, it also sounds like they're trying to do daytime TV, trying to do a shift
away
from this kind of stuff to I don't know what, but with what's her name, Judge Judy, Jerry Springer, Maury Povich, the rest of that kind of stuff. They're trying to move away from some of that drama and move on to something else. It looks like
they need new drama.
Yeah, right.
So I guess I'll have to decide what that is.
Yeah, but it's been a long run for Maury.
Oh, well, Maury, I'm sorry that we won't be able to watch clips on Facebook of the dramatic moments where you're telling someone if they're the father or not. But that's all we've ever seen.
It's funny that he's really known for really just saying one thing, and you watch the clips and somehow they're still, it still gets you coming back for 31 years.
I think Maury's the one where we had an old band who's on our throwback channel. One of the lead singer went on the show.
No.
And
was he the father or not?
It was all scripted. It wasn't real.
Oh.
The storyline was nothing that was actually going on in his life.
Then how did he get on the show?
You were like an actor. He was just hired for it.
How do you apply?
Well, I don't know. I'll have to ask him. But yeah, he went on there and he just said it was just like a part you were given everything.
I missed my chance then.
You could have been on the show.
I could have, and I didn't even have to have a kid to do it.
Would Hudson and Nikki's celebrity couple nickname be Hucky or Nidson? It's a good thing they aren't together. The Riot, RadioU.
Have you ever thought about eating Taco Bell every single day?
As your,
just for fun, for any reason.
Is that fun? But
Some people might say so.
Their taco a day thing that you can pay for?
That would be an option. In fact, it's something that people have suggested here. So it's a two-parter story that just happens to they're not in conjunction with each other. But I've got two stories here people proposing the idea of eating Taco Bell every day. I've got one woman on TikTok. I don't know if you've seen this because I think you've seen every TikTok. Yeah. You've watched them all.
If it makes it to the For You page, then there's a good chance.
We have a woman who she's eating, I think it's the cheese roll-up or one of the ones that's on the dollar menu. Mm-hmm. And it's literally $1.11 where she lives.
And she only eats that?
No, she says it's so cheap and it's so good. It's better than anything I could cook. It's better than buying groceries. I should just eat this for every meal. And so she's proposing the idea that it would just be cheaper to eat at Taco Bell than buy actual groceries, which maybe there might be a certain way to do that, but I think you'd get pretty tired of it. There's also the Taco Lover Pass that you mentioned, which is $10 a month, and you get a taco every day for a certain selection of options to choose from. Well, get a load of this. We have a guy in Alabama, it seems. New Jersey. That actually went ahead and did just that.
He got
the Taco Lover Pass, and he ate at Taco Bell every day for 30 days.
I know 30 days seems like a lot, but when it comes to habits or like your body, I feel like you need to go more than 30 days to really
find out the effects.
Like you need to be a part of a study just so that you can see, because people have done this with McDonald's.
Oh, yeah.
Where
that's the old movie.
Yeah, or like
Supersize Me.
You just go and have fast food, or I even have seen people meal prep on Sundays, and instead of meal prepping, like you always think it's going to be like a healthy meal.
Yeah.
They just meal prep by ordering a large amount of food from a restaurant, and then they split it up to eat throughout the week. So they'll get like a family pack.
Yeah.
And they're not a family.
No, that's not, yeah.
So then they'll just, meal prep
Nobody has to know.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you that this guy, his name is Jeremy Schneider. He went through the 30-day Taco Bell journey of eating every single day at Taco Bell. By day, it took him, he says Taco Bell is by far his favorite
fast food place.
So he loves it. So if anybody can do a 30-day challenge and enjoy it, it was him. He said it actually took him to day 26 where he said simply, please make it stop.
Please stop eating it.
Yeah. So 25 days, that's your cutoff. 25 days. And he wasn't eating every meal at Taco Bell. He was eating once a day at Taco Bell, at least. And he said, by day 25, please make it stop. I've had enough. He says he doesn't regret doing the whole 30 days, and he did make it through the whole 30 days, but he definitely won't be eating at Taco Bell for a while, he says. So that is, at least for him, that was the cutoff where it stopped being fun, where you stopped loving it as much.
It looks like he would bike ride a lot of times to Taco Bell. And during his 30 days, he got COVID as well. So he just had a lot going on.
Yeah, right. That would make it difficult to get your Taco Bell.
In the middle of all the Taco Bell that he was eating.
I like how he does say he closed it all out. Day 30, his final day of Taco Bell. He went to a cantina, a Taco Bell cantina.
Sure.
That's the one where they serve alcohol and stuff. So he's like, I capped it off with a Baja Blast, like alcoholic freeze or whatever. Yeah. So that feels like you've hurt your body enough all along the way. You're going to cap it off with the worst thing you can do, probably.
Well, if you ever wanted 30 days of fast food at Taco Bell, others are doing it.
I feel like he did it so you don't have to.
Lesson learned.
Yeah.
Some talking, a little bit of yelling, and a whole lot of eating. The Riot, RadioU.
Would you like to check in on your brackets on the ESPN bracket group that we did?
It seems like a lot of people are upset by the upsets that happened over the weekend. So for the tournament brackets, everybody seems to be mad because a lot of people have had something ruined.
Well, that's just how it works.
It works that way.
So you said you didn't watch. Isaiah, did you watch? You watched some of the games?
I watched some of the games yesterday. I watched the Ohio State game, obviously, and then after that, I didn't really see many of the games.
Didn't leave a bad taste in your mouth? Or
I just had a lot of stuff going on. We celebrated my brother's birthday yesterday, the birthday dinner, and had a bunch of stuff. So, basketball is basketball. There's always games on. Right now, there's so many games that it's like hard to keep up with, honestly.
Yeah, I watched a lot of the first few days. Yesterday, I kind of dialed it back a little bit as well.
Yeah, take a break.
But it is kind of sad thinking like the last 4 days, if you wanted to watch basketball, you could. And now there's a couple nights where we don't have it.
People need to regroup at this point.
Yeah, you're right. We all need to fill out
together.
our second chance picks and everything.
So congratulations to ZK so far.
Yeah.
Our ZK is coming in at number 3 on our RadioU bracket, and I don't think he cared about it.
I know, he just threw it together.
Congratulations to him. He's doing great. JR is at number 4. Hudson, you're also
somehow
tied with 4.
Against the odds.
Even though Kentucky, your top pick, is out.
Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm. You're not so far behind, right?
No, you have Nene, and then I think I'm behind that. Isaiah follows me, and then Cindy, who was in second place, is all the way down to the bottom.
Now dropped to the bottom.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you guys are tied, so
Yeah, but my name's
you're tied
above
for
hers in the
last.
rankings, so therefore I am above her.
It comes up. Your name is before her in alphabetical order.
Yeah.
Precisely, and I'll take that
That's
every
a
time.
nice advantage that you have. But I was looking, Isaiah, and even though you're tied for 29th in the RadioU bracket picks, you're tied for first in your family picks.
Oh, yeah, I am. I'm feeling pretty good in my family bracket. There's just the 5 of us, so it's a much smaller group.
Yeah.
I can really thrive in there.
Yeah, does the rest of your family suck at picking basketball? Or?
I mean, they must, because if I'm tied at the top, you know what that means.
That means it's not the best when it comes to the rest of them and their picks.
So, how are we feeling? As we, you all are chasing me, but how do you feel? You think you got some optimism?
I think it's frustrating for me because I don't know enough about, all the tournaments and stuff and when everybody's playing to kind of actually play along. So I just wait for you guys to tell me if I should log in and see what I'm at. So I don't know. But for everybody else, is anybody, there's no perfect brackets anymore.
Yeah,
Everybody's had an upset.
That ended on Friday night. So nobody's been perfect for a while now. So I guess everybody has a reason to be upset. But still, there's a lot of games to be played. Still a lot of points to be earned or lost.
You sound like when you've lost already terribly and someone's trying to make you feel better.
Yeah.
There's a lot of points still out there that
we
you
can
could
still
grab.
have a good time.
There's still a lot of race to run.
That
Yeah.
you may be able to get to or possibly not.
Well, feel free to text us at 877 to RadioU. And if you're in on any bracket, what spot are you at? Or is your pick out? Is everything ruined?
We have to give we said ZK, he's in third place overall, the top RadioU DJ. But at number 1, Hamlet. Hamlet de Pig is in first place.
I love all of your guys' bracket names.
I don't know if I feel good about losing to a pig, but
Well, it happens.
what are you going to do?
So we'll see what happens as games pick back up later this week.
It sounds like these two need to do a little less TikToking and a little more tick listening. The Riot with Nikki and Hudson. Radio U.
We've talked about dreams a few times. I've said I rarely remember my dreams.
And I think we're worried because Isaiah said he hasn't dreamed in
That's
forever.
right. We need to check in with him on that.
And that's the concern, that if you're not sleeping well enough, you don't get to a state where you dream.
Right.
So we just thought we'd put a pin in that and see how he's doing later.
Let's remember to talk about that
Update
later
soon.
on. What about you? I don't remember your dream situation. You dream a lot?
I don't dream a lot, but I do dream. And sometimes whatever I'm thinking about, going into sleep, will make its way into the dream itself.
Sure.
And other times I'll wake up maybe a tiny bit before my alarm, have a massive dream that feels like ages and ages. And then you wake up and you realize there's only 2 minutes in real world.
That's when I usually seem to have, it's always confusing, the dream time stuff, how the time works with it. Because it always seems that if I do dream, it's when I'm waking up.
Yeah.
So I don't know why that.
Or the dream wakes you up.
Right. But it's why would you, if you're only supposed to dream when you're in the deepest sleep. So why do you always dream right before you wake up? For me, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
That means you're waking up too early.
Yeah, right.
Your body is
I'm not going to bed early enough.
Yeah, probably.
Well, I have the most common dreams in every country around the world. This is based off of Google search data. So they basically looked up where for every country they translated dream into their native language and then searched looked at the Google trends for dreams about and see what people are searching for.
Yeah, so if you woke up the next morning, you're like, why did I dream about this?
Yeah.
And you did that search, it would notice you were from the United States or you're from somewhere else.
Right. So the most common thing to dream about around the world, or at least to dream and then Google about, seems to be snakes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that means you have to Google and figure out the true meaning. But that I think feels like we're being not backstabbed, but like you feel like you're not trusting people.
Yeah, sure.
And they're the snakes.
Yeah. So that could be what that means. However, in the United States, Canada, and Australia, as well as the UK, they all have the same thing that is their top searched dream, and that is your teeth falling out.
Oh,
have you ever had a dream about your teeth falling out?
No.
Apparently, if you do, that's a good sign that you are very anxious and stressed.
Wow.
Which, if your teeth fall out, that would be quite stressful, I would say.
They also say it's due to a deep personal loss if you dream about that. So they say it can be related to the death of a loved one or the loss of like a partnership or something. And your teeth falling out means that you've lost something so dear to you.
I can say that I've never had a dream about my teeth falling out.
And I hope that does not happen.
Yeah,
now that we're talking about it.
Do you ever have recurring dreams?
Maybe, but not anything that I would remember like right now.
I don't think I've ever had the same similar dream twice. Not that I know of. Some of the other things that came up a lot, mice, lice, doves, squirrels, and fish people would dream about as far as animals go. And in Japan, Togo, and Madagascar, people dream there about their exes a lot.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Is that the mice and the lice?
Yeah, right. Or
and
the snake. Yeah.
It's probably more like that, or your teeth breaking off.
And then if you're in Costa Rica or Hungary, the top topic to dream about is the dead.
Oh,
that wouldn't be good.
Boy, it's fascinating to hear about dream stuff, but I also don't want to learn more about dream stuff. I don't want to know.
Wait, what about, you want to hear some positive things that people dream about? Because sometimes there's positive things.
Sure.
In Iceland, people dream about, you want to guess?
Not ice, so
snow. In Greece, the top thing people dream about is hats.
Yeah.
And Ethiopia, they dream about shoes.
Weird.
Yeah.
I think we're all eating too late, by the way, and that's leading to what we dream about. It's messing up all
of our dreams.
That's right.
The last dream I had that really stressed me out that I remember is I was dreaming about I had to interact with somebody who only spoke sign language and like they I guess they were deaf in my dreams. So I couldn't talk. I was talking. They had to read my lips. I also had to like make out what they were saying because I don't speak sign language. And that freaked me out. I was like, this is too stressful. I don't want to have to deal with this.
We would say rate and review the podcast. But let's be honest, that would probably hurt more than hell. The Worst of the Riot podcast.
Today was National Proposal Day.
Aw, like as in prom proposal or wedding proposal?
Well, it just says proposal, so you can propose whatever you want.
I propose to not have a proposal day.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't partake in any proposals, did you?
No proposals yesterday.
But you could have done a prom. I mean, now you've missed it, so you might as well not even.
Dude, this is brought to you by a jewelry company.
Well, yeah. Zales is saying they're trying to convince women to do the proposing for National Proposal Day. They did a survey that found 76% of men thinks it's okay for women to propose, and only 57% of women would be willing to propose. So that's still a pretty good amount.
They want to increase that to realize that women can propose if they want to.
So if 50, basically that means in 57% of couples, right? Then the woman should be able to, should feel fine, and both parties would be accepting of her proposing. So we need to normalize that, right?
I guess that's what they're saying.
That's what Zales is saying. I think that's a great idea because then saves me some money.
Because, well, I mean, sometimes you can propose, but the guy still has to get the ring.
Yeah. Well, I think, let's flip that script too. Why not, right?
No, because you don't want the guy trying to get out of it for that reason.
We're talking about what is the woman going to go to Zales for to get the proposal ring?
This does feel, though, a bit like Zales is just trying to increase their
numbers,
and stuff to try to get women to feel like, oh yeah, you just go get your own ring.
It's smart. It's they've been kind of in a way marketing to only 50% of the population.
Yeah.
Even though the commercials are always seem to be geared towards women. even though it's men doing the buying.
Well, sometimes the women will like pick out the ring ahead of time.
Right.
I feel like totally fine if a woman wants to propose, then that's fine. But I do warn you that sometimes I feel as if the guy not proposing is a deeper issue
that could be a sign,
that
right?
has to be worked out. So don't go waiting like years if he's not going to, because then maybe there's something else you guys need to figure out.
If you're the woman should propose if she wants to,
not just because she feels like he never will.
Right. Not because you're getting impatient.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that. But they say
Zales, did you hear that?
Can you include that in your commercials?
Okay, just because you're trying to sell diamonds.
So there's also, they wanted to pair this with a recent Match.com survey that found that 95% of men would be okay with a woman making the first move when it comes to dating. See, I'm totally on board with all this stuff. I mean, it's too late for me now. I'm already married. Yes, because it's all this pressure on guys, and you don't understand all this pressure we have. I guess we don't have that much to complain about, but we do have that. It's a lot of pressure. You know, there's on the one hand, there's all the women, and I understand where they're like, the men's first messages are always so boring or gross or whatever, and then and otherwise, and then we're just bombarded with them. So let's flip the script. You don't like what the men are sending? I can't blame you. So you start and then see how the men respond.
But it is nice if the man does something with the proposing part, because then a lot of times it's more on the women to do the wedding stuff, to like do all that planning.
Is it more on them, or do they?
They take it upon themselves?
Yeah, right.
I'm not sure. Every couple's different, so it really just depends.
I think it's just efficient. From beginning to end, let's just let the woman have
do everything.
Yeah, right.
Oh my gosh.
You don't want to interrupt the workflow, you know. It's just not, that's not a good.
Why do we have to do everything?
Just in regards to weddings.
Okay, great. I don't want to hear any more from you. Thank you for your thoughts on that.
If you're looking for diet motivation, you won't find it here. The Riot, RadioU.
On Friday afternoon, I got the alert on my phone that I'm assuming it was an alert that made Isaiah very, very happy, that the Houston Texans decided to trade quarterback Deshaun Watson to the Cleveland Browns. He changed his mind.
So to kind of lead everybody up to it, though, on Friday morning when we were all in, we last heard that the guy was like, nah, anywhere but the Browns.
Yep.
And I feel like there's been a lot of back and forth and changes in this story. And then by the afternoon, I was checking the timestamps to see, like, well, is this new or old or what? Because then he changed his mind and he does want to go to the Browns.
What do you think, Isaiah, bring us up to speed. What do you think accounts for Deshaun Watson changing his mind?
Oh, it had to be money, 100%.
You think? You think the other places didn't want to pay him?
Yeah, they said, from what reports said, was the Atlanta Falcons pretty much had a deal made with Deshaun Watson with like multiple other free agents who were agreeing to sign there on the terms that Deshaun came there, like Jarvis Landry and Leonard Fournette were all going to go to the Falcons. But then apparently at the last second, the Falcons started kind of like messing around with his contract, changing some things that Deshaun didn't really like. So then he kind of circled back to the Browns and they offered him just an unreal amount of money, and then already probably had the best roster of all the teams involved that he could go to, and so he decided maybe I will go to Cleveland.
So rate your excitement for the upcoming season now, your optimism.
I mean, you just don't know. Like, you don't know if he's even going to play this year. So that's
why would they trade for him?
I mean, we don't know what the NFL is going to do. The NFL could suspend him for the entire year. They could suspend him for 6 games, 4 games. Like, I'm excited for this upcoming season, but at the same time, it's just like, there's so many question marks that you don't really know what's going to happen.
He does have a lot of allegations against him from a lot of women. The last we heard about that is that the criminal case was thrown out, or not thrown out. They declined to indict him, which means that he will not be facing jail time or anything like that unless new evidence is brought forward to make them rethink that. And but other than that, I guess he still has, like, I guess you would call them civil suits against him that are still possible. But all that said, and like, you have to take allegations like that seriously. But there's a lot of people with a lot of jobs on the line in Cleveland to trade for him and then have it all find out that he's actually not going to play because these allegations are really, they're risking a lot themselves that they really have to believe that he's going to be able to play.
Sure.
Otherwise, they wouldn't trade for him because it's too much risk especially when you already had a guy.
So they're saying that he would get $184 million over the first 4 years, the new contract, $48 million raise over his current deal, which is the largest in NFL history, which is why a lot of people were mad over the weekend, like with someone with so many pending civil and lawsuits and stuff that you'd be offering him so much money.
Yeah, so that is the controversy all around it. But ignoring that, let's just assume he's going to play. Rate your level of optimism.
I mean, if he plays the entire season, I think there's no reason the Browns shouldn't make the playoffs, considering he's a high-level quarterback. Our team around him should be pretty good. And then when you look at the actual trade, too, I was slightly worried because he is such a high-caliber player that they would give up a lot, which they did give up a lot, but they didn't give up as much as I thought they would.
So the team should still be good.
Yeah, so the team didn't lose any players. It was only picks in the trade, and so I was very happy with what we gave up to get him.
So, yeah, you don't think you gave up too much. Well, it sounds like there's a lot to be hopeful about.
Unless something changes again.
Unless something changes.
I don't know. You looked at, I guess that is almost to be expected, especially after last week. We talked about you were at your most hopeless point.
I was so, when it was Wednesday or Thursday rolling around, and I just remember waking up and walking into the show and seeing something Browns on the schedule, and I was like, dang, this is just a tough,
just miserable.
Long summer. This is going to be before the fall.
Well, Baker Mayfield, the Browns starting quarterback for the 4 seasons that he's been there, is still wanting to trade away.
They already traded away their previous backup, so there's no chance they keep him as the backup, right?
Baker, no chance.
You don't think?
No way they're keeping Baker.
What better backup to have?
Hey,
I mean, he would be a good backup.
Hudson, feelings have been hurt, I think, beyond the point of no one wants to stay there.
No.
You got to keep him just in case.
Nope, I don't think he wants to stay there.
Why are Hudson, Nikki, and Isaiah always eating on the show? The more we feed them, the less they talk. The Riot. Radio U.
So, Isaiah, we've welcomed you back into the studio because we're concerned.
Well, we weren't remembering we were concerned until earlier we talked about a dream survey. And they said that, different countries, based on Google searches, what are some of the more scary or more common dreams. And it seems like most places, the worst is a lot of people dream about their teeth falling out or breaking. And that's supposed to mean you've suffered such a great loss, or you're worried about suffering someone passing away or breaking up a relationship. And so your teeth are your most deep down precious thing. And the breaking or the falling out of those teeth. And then that reminded us that you haven't dreamed in a while.
Yeah, you told us you had not been dreaming, and we were concerned. So that I don't know how long ago that was, but I think it was a while ago. So have you dreamed since then?
I have dreamt since then. I remember, I don't know when I've had this conversation now, but I know in the past couple of weeks, I think it was, I have had a couple of dreams. I don't remember what any of them were, but I remember waking up and thinking, oh, I had a dream last night, and I was like, okay, I'm normal again.
And you didn't tell us.
No, I didn't tell you guys. It didn't seem like I needed to keep you guys up with my dream scenarios and whatnot, because I didn't know what they were. I was going to come in and just be like, I had a dream last night.
Well, I mean, we're here for you, so this includes your dreams.
I knew it would come up in due time when there was a story about it today. This would be way better
You just knew.
than for me just to come in one day and us do an update of Isaiah had a dream last night. That wouldn't be that crazy of a segment.
Well, we didn't have to talk about it on the show.
Oh, well, I just didn't know that you guys wanted to update it.
Just been personally worried sick.
Oh, I didn't know. Have you went to Kroger recently and got yourself groceries? Are we keeping ourselves updated on that kind of stuff too?
Actually,
make sure we're feeding each other.
I just want to make sure you're healthy.
Hey, Isaiah, that's not your right example, because what did you text us on Saturday?
I did tell you guys I was going to Kroger on Sunday. I did say that.
Did that come to fruit?
It did. I did go to Kroger.
How was the grocery shopping?
It went fantastic.
Good?
It was such a good time. I love going grocery shopping.
Did you find the icy cookies we were looking for?
I did not find those, unfortunately.
Come on.
Well, we were just, again, they covered you have to get enough sleep to be able to dream, because you need to get into a deep enough sleep. So our concern was that Isaiah was at a point in his life where he's not sleeping the suggested amounts because you're not dreaming enough.
Yeah, I think all of us, I don't know if there's a point in your life when you get to that, but at the same time, I feel like all of us are just never getting enough sleep to ever dream.
Ever.
Right.
And that should make us have nightmares.
Yeah, exactly. But I've never had one where my tooth is falling out. That means I guess nothing bad has happened to me, apparently, because if I had a dream dream that my teeth are falling out, I would lose my mind.
And the other one was snakes, that you're dreaming about snakes.
Oh, I have had a snake dream. I had a reoccurring snake dream for a while. That was like a nightmare of mine. Yeah, when I was younger, I remember that was like my big reoccurring dream.
What if somebody brought a snake in here right now?
Wouldn't be like the end of the world for me. It's like I'm traumatic from it, but I just remember the reoccurring dream. Yes, it was a scary dream.
Well, the reoccurring dream of a snake represents there's a person in your dreamer's life who exhibits low, dirty, toxic, or poisonous behavior.
What were people doing to you as a child?
Or it can also represent something related to your health or healing at that time.
I was really hoping you were going to say that means like you're really brave or respectful or strong.
Oh, wait.
Nothing like that.
Wait. It does. It does say that.
A very honest, genuine person.
This is the fun thing about dreams. You can make them mean whatever you want.
True.
So if anybody wants to ask me about what your dreams mean, I'll be happy to tell you.
We'll be happy to search it for you.
I will interpret it in a positive way.
But just remember, if you're dreaming, that's good. That means you're sleeping somewhat good enough to be able to dream.
That's right. Looking on the bright side.
Even though everybody's
dream
it's a nightmare. Is to get more sleep.
Yeah.
That's enough of that. For more Riot content, head to riot.radiou.com.